Hi there YouTube. I've got here a parcel delivered today. It says fragile, but as we've seen in my last video, fragile doesn't really mean anything. Last time I had a parcel which arrived and it was completely squashed, and this was not because of poor packing, it was just because it must have fallen off somewhere in the post office or on the transport. Looked like as if a trolley had rolled over it, and it was completely squashed. Thankfully enough, this one here isn't squashed at all, and inside, neatly packed, we've got supposedly something quite nice. Get rid of this sellotape, which can be reused. Now I'll take this out here. I've got here an original Lima box, which looks a bit traumatized, slightly falling apart. This was not evident on eBay. However, in here we've got RBe4 from Swiss Railways. The with here a pantograph, which is quite good state, I have to say. The red here from the electricity has slightly faded. There's a sticker here on the roof, shouldn't be there. Otherwise, everything looks quite nice. I wonder whether it is working. I've installed here my my test track. It's now on just over 3 volts. You can see this here, and I go now up to 10 volt, and what I can see, but what you can't see, there is light inside. It's quite interesting where this light is. It's an unusual place for a light bulb. Quite intrigued by this actually. So the pickups seem to be working, otherwise there wouldn't be light inside. And now let me in this equation, let me look into the locomotive to find out why the locomotive isn't running when power is on. I'll use my Phillips screwdriver to open this up. Here these Limas can be opened on the roof, and then they should come out quite swiftly. Now, here we go. I see. So this is a modified item. It's quite nice. So someone has built a light into this locomotive. That's unusual. I've never seen this. Certainly a nice and easy way to do it. These days one would probably use a LED with a resistor. Why is the motor not working? You can see whether it's jammed or not. It's really not working at all. So what I can try in this case is just that I can give it a gentle spin here. It's very dark in there. It looks very carbonized. I don't think that's a good sign. It's very stiff for turning. I think I will just open the whole thing up and see where we're standing with this machine. So I take now the motor out. I really like to take these Lima engines apart. My goodness, can you see what I see? Can you see how shiny this is? So this motor has been drenched, absolutely soaked in oil, which obviously is not good at all for these Lima machines. This is basically putting fuel into an engine which will then be easily inflammable. So I suggest I just have to open and clean it, and this will probably do the job, assuming that it hasn't completely burnt out. So I take the springs away on both sides. I don't think the brushes don't fall out, because as soon the motor has burnt in this case. I hope I can fix it. I'll take this part off away, near the other side as well. And now comes the moment of truth. I can't even take the magnet is so strong that I can barely take it out, and there's quite a lot of oil in this motor, not as much as in the last one which I've seen. And yeah, the wheels don't really turn very well. Seems to be a lot of dirt on these wheels. Maybe I just have to take them apart. So I'll take the large wheel. Yes, I mean, you don't have to put plastic, you don't need to put oil on. You see quite a lot of dirt coming out here. It's probably half the carpet still stuck into this machine. It's funny, these These wheels don't seem to turn very well. It's a bit of a resistance here. I'd love to know what it is. Take these motors out, and there's a lot of dirt behind here. Let's see where we can clean this. I don't really have the necessary tools here. It'd be good to have some. Isopropanol by hand. I just don't know where I've put my isopropanol, to be honest. To make sure I don't lose these cogwheels. It's rather small. And rather dirty. It also seems that they're not very round anymore. Ideally they need replacement, they're near replacing. Quite a bit of dirt can be removed here. Right. How things look here on the motor. The wires seem still well connected. That's good. Now let's put little wheels back in position. This goes better already. And this one here. It's a bit fiddly, the whole thing, but here we go. This one struggles a bit. Right. It's a bit tough. Doesn't roll very well. We'd like to exchange this wheel, then the brushes seem to be a bit firm in this motor. A bit too firm for my liking. See, I can't even push these out. Managed to push one out, but the other one is very firmly stuck. Oh my goodness. Literally doesn't come out. So what's the problem here? Either these are the wrong brushes, but I don't think so. They look alright. Or, like always, the brush holders have had a bit too hot at some point in their life and have melted a bit, so I normally just make them a bit slightly bigger. And here as well. Remove some of the excess plastic here. Clearly this locomotive has been used quite a lot. You can tell this by the plastic, how it has burnt down a bit or melted away a little bit. So let's see where I can put the brushes in more easily. In the ideal scenario, the brushes really just fall through because the springs which are on the brushes. Yeah, so that's better. And this one here. Let's see. This one here as well is much better now. What I could do is clean this part a little bit. However, I don't have the thing which I need. I don't have my IPA by hand, so I'll just give this a miss. I just use a little bit of paper, but I don't think this will work very well. It's very delicate. Oh, here we go. I have done what I should not do. This thing has come off. What's going on here? So this motor had too hot at some point and starts to fall apart. Sad, sad, sad. So this motor has basically burned out, and therefore isn't working anymore. I'm not sure I'm able to fix this motor because an essential part stopped working. Still, I will reassemble it, appropriately. And then we can just see whether I managed to power it up again or not. No, I have indeed. The two brushes here, the two springs which hold the brushes together. And the other one. Right. Yeah, you can tell it's working. Oh, of course it will make sound. That's better. There was some movement. I don't know whether you've realized it. I have realized it. However, I can't. Oh, not good. It's just burnt again. So yeah, this motor is burnt out. Not good, not good at all. So we have to find a new motor for this one. So the best thing to do in order to avoid any further burns, I think. Yeah, what has happened here? I'll take the spring away from the motor so that for sure no electricity can pass into the motor. And it's still very warm, so it's fine. I can poof. That was quite an event. So yeah, so this motor is not working and it's burnt, and I've burned it even more, and the wheels just don't budge at all. and now they budge even less than they did before. So that's a nice Lima engine, very nice indeed, with a very broken or burnt out motor also, because I was a bit too hopeful that this could be fixed. Never mind. So we've got here a burnt out Lima, which is otherwise in a great condition. Even an internal light, which I most certainly will take away because I don't think it looks something I would want. And in the meantime, I'll reassemble it, put it back together, and make sure I don't lose any further parts. Any thoughts? Let me know. Clearly this one didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. It was quite entertaining for me. I have to find a new motor for this one. Thanks for watching.